It's Sunday, the Lord's Day, and I think it's going to be a fun little episode to check in with the MAGA Christians. Our producer Seth has been scouring the internet to find the biggest MAGA Christian fuckery he could find. Kylie, let's play the first clip.
Absolutely treason 100%. And I hope that Barack Hussein Obama gets arrested. I hope he gets prosecuted, and I hope he spends the rest of his life in prison. That is what should happen. I hope that is what actually happens. Barack Obama does not deserve to be walking the streets of the United States of America. I hope Pam Bondi actually revokes his passport, because this is a shady guy. This is a smooth criminal, and he'll definitely try to escape, probably to an Islamic country would be my.
Oh my God. Okay, this is a failed Oklahoma representative. He's a pastor and founder of Pastors for Trump, Jackson Laymeyer. And this is so racist. And this is what Trump started. This is what he unlocked when he started with the birth certificate. He unlocked the nutty white MAGA Christians, Republican Christians, and now they just brazenly say it's always Barack Hussein Obama. Like they think that, hurts Barack. I mean, like Barack Obama gives a shit. But here's what I have to say about all this stuff with Barack Obama. Fucking do it.
Right.
Go arrest his ass. Let's see how well that goes over.
Well, and here's the deal. The very stuff they're saying is treasonous and all that. If you actually look at what they're looking at, Tulsi Gabbard took all the information and she just reversed what actually happened. That's it. There's nothing to the story. But here's what just infuriates me on this deal. You're sitting there talking about he needs to be in jail, and you're supporting a fucking convicted felon with sexual abuse of women and
rapist.
Children across the board. Shut the fuck up, you hypocritical, sanctimonious dickhead.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we forget about this all the time. Donald Trump tried to give a microphone a blowjob on the campaign trail.
He sure did.
And he does so much crazy shit. We need an ongoing list, Kylie, Seth. We need to make an ongoing list of all this crazy shit to just have here like a little card.
Right.
Because we just want a friendly reminder. President Taco Tits, 5'10", 285-pound, dementia-ridden cankles, can't blend his makeup, convicted felon. Want a friendly reminder. Tried to give a microphone a blowjob, which is kind of gay coded. Okay, next up, we have the president of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, and he says that blue cities need to be dismantled. Play the clip.
Something that's close to my heart because my adopted hometown is Austin, Texas, a once great place that's been taken over by Marxists. When we have cities like Austin or Nashville or other capital cities whose local government is not representative of the will of the people, de-charter them and establish them as state municipal districts in the name of common sense. If you ask me, Kevin, what's the biggest threat to this common sense agenda that Trump and Vance have laid out and that we all agree with mostly? It's that. It's that there are government entities that illegitimately are imposing something other than the American dream on their people.
Okay, this is their nightmare, and what they don't understand, or they do understand, and which makes him that much more of a nefarious actor, is that when people get out of rural America and they get out of where they live in a white neighborhood, they go to a white school, they go to a white church, and they get away from the racist structures in which they were raised. And you get to a city, and then you have an Asian friend, and then you have a black coworker, and then you work with this gay guy, and then there's, this really fun lesbian, and all of a sudden your brain starts opening. And that's why in cities, which are, to me, not only are they the financial hub of the American market and all of that, it is really when I'm in large American cities where I feel the most American.
Agree.
When I see people of all different skin colors, all different, sexual orientations. You might see a male with eyeliner and longer hair and painted fingernails. And that's where I feel like I love the freedom of expression that this country provides. That's when I feel the most American. But these guys are such pussies. That's where they feel the most threatened.
Right.
That's where when people are free to express themselves the way they want to, that's where the Kevin Roberts, the turning Charlie Kirk, the JD Vances, the Donald Trumps, the son of Trump with the big tits, Don Jr. That's where they feel the most triggered. And when you think about this Kevin Roberts and the MAGA men, and you think about their ongoing list of people with whom they have grievances, and who triggers them, it's really it grows every single day. It's unbelievable what a whining little titty baby punk ass bitch that guy is.
Well, the list is everybody except rich white men. And I ask this man who is so triggered by everything except him, if you delegitimize all these cities, who's going to pay for your bullshit? Because rural America doesn't make any fucking money.
Right.
They depend on the blue states and the blue cities. And I will say this, if I was going to be a whack job like him, and I think this is a legitimate thing, you should have you should be required to have some type of nuanced understanding of the United States of America and the principles it's built on before you get to say stupid shit like this. Because the reality is we were not built on Christian values. We were built on the separation of church and state, and they're trying to skew it. They're trying to get rid of the Department of Education because they like dumb people.
Well, yes, because they're easier to manipulate and keep into the fold. They fall if your core value is, a black and white worldview, then critical thinking is painful for you. And that's why they're attacking universities. They're attacking blue cities, because typically these are the places where good little white Christian girls like you pumps, you go out to college and then you move into the city and then your world opens up. And then what happens? Oh my God, I'm not a Republican. That's bullshit. I have a gay friend. I have a lesbian friend. I like my friends of color. I'm not down with this. And when you're surrounded by people that are different from you, your brain opens and it's harder to maintain being a Christian Republican. Now, are there Christians in this country that are all about like that preacher, that woman that gave the speech,
the inaugural breakfast speech?
Yeah, there's a lot of American Christians that are private about their faith and all about social justice and lifting people out of poverty and meeting the marginalized where they are and comforting them. These MAGA Christians are not that.
No.
These are evil motherfuckers that want to make sure the Angies of the world always stay submissive to the patriarchal structures that you were brainwashed into believing was the only life path for you. And I mean, if you want to talk about being one of, Satan's foot soldiers, look at where you are now.
Oh,
all right.
banging down the doors of hell right now.
All right. Next up, we have the president of the Foundation to Abolish Abortion, Bradley Pierce, says he's okay with civil war to decide women's autonomy.
Thought that abolishing abortion would lead to a civil war. Would you still support it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would absolutely. To me, it's the result.
Pause that right there and keep these guys up.
Oh,
okay. Number one, look at the white, crusty McCrustersons, these motherfuckers talking about women's healthcare issues.
Right.
Number one. Number two, I want the Google search histories of every single one of these guys, because I can tell you right here, right now, that it's not missionary.
No,
it is. We're talking about these guys to be so obsessed with abortion, yet they care so much about children. The number one killer of kids in the United States of America is guns, and they don't give a fuck. And in fact, they will fight for kids to have guns,
right,
and have a right to guns. And so this is the shit that where if you are a red state liberal, you're fucking cut different. You're tough because we're surrounded by this kind of shit all the time. And this is what 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I would go to these parties and fundraisers, I was worried about this becoming mainstream. And now this has become mainstream. And the Democrats have got to directly start attacking this Christian nationalism and call out this MAGA Christianity, where they're tongue talking in the parking lot of the White House before they go into work. I'll never get over that.
Right. And selling blessings from the White House for $1,000.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I would say with that picture, you don't have to put it back up, Kylie, but one of them looked dangerously close to his search history is not.
Did you get a gaydar ping?
I totally did.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Christian nationalist Floyd Brown says separation of powers should only exist under Democrats.
Our founders, when they built our system, Todd, they made it so change would come slowly. And that's good when, Joe Biden's in office, but it's bad when we want to, seek for the kind of reformation of culture that America needs in order to become the golden era that we're expecting.
Okay. This movement, you guys, they are the thought police. So for those of you that don't live in the United States, or for those of you that live in blue cities and blue states and you don't live in the Bible Belt, this is something that is an experience of living in this part of the country that now has become mainstream. Trump is surrounded by all of these people. These people are running the federal government. And the Democrats have largely left all of this very untouched because they're too big of pussies to go after the hypocrisy of these religious nuts. These people are the thought police. These people do not want diversity. They want to force everybody to be a Christian. They want to force everybody to be a patriot. They want to force everybody to be as boring and as crusty as that guy in that video right there. And what Democrats need to start doing is messaging like, imagine if you're a white American, a white woman, how much better your experience is as an American because of the diversity in it. Think about sports. Think about musicians. Think about your coworkers. Pumps and I yesterday went to the dry cleaners during our lunch break. And it's this Vietnamese family. And they don't speak much English. And they've had this dry cleaners. It's right by our office for probably 15, 20 years in Oklahoma City. They're sweet and they work hard. There's about 3 of them in there. And Pumps and I got in the car. And I said, it's just amazing to me that this administration wants to deport people like them. And my life is better because I walk in and I see that I live in a country where immigrants from Vietnam were able to come over to this country and open up a dry cleaning business. I like that. I like the opportunity they have. I want to support their business. My life is better because of that. I'm sure they're probably Buddhist. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But these fuckers do. And they want to highlight and accentuate the worst parts of America, the people that enslaved Black people, the people that denied civil rights, the people that were spraying Black people with water hoses and spitting on them when they came back from the Vietnam War after they served abroad. This movement, Donald Trump's movement, and all these crazy psycho Christians surrounding him want to return to that. Make America great again is returning to that. And we have to be very pointed. And our advocacy must be unrelenting that the American experience is better because of the diversity. And the white experience, America, is better because we're a melting pot. It's the coolest thing on the planet to land in the United States and to see a Black person, a brown person, a gay person that feels okay to wear a pride flag on their shirt, to hear different languages. We're better for that. That's the humane way to be. And these fuckers want everybody to be as bored and as miserable as they are. And we have to fucking fight it.
I agree. And what he says the golden age is where women stayed in the home and submitted to her husband because they want control. They want control of gay people, Black people, brown people, women's bodies. They want the white male to be in control of everything. They are holding on. So the golden age is when women couldn't get a credit card, when white men owned Black men. That's the golden age in their mind. And it was not golden. It was horrific.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I just think every Sunday we're going to have Seth do a little check in here and prepare these videos for us, because the Democratic Party has long ignored this issue. And we do have very credible messengers within the Democratic Party. And I think about Andy Beshear of Kentucky.
Absolutely.
And Andy Beshear has never thrown trans kids under the bus. And in fact, he has used his faith to say to his constituents, as a Christian, I cannot bully these trans kids. It's not, my faith tells me to support them and not judge them. And so it's going, I mean, Pumps and I, two atheists sitting here browbeating these people. But it's going to take credible messengers within the faith of Christianity to call them out, for it to penetrate with independent Christians, to understand that not only is this a coup of the United States of America, but this bastardization of your religion. I mean, I would argue, as a person who studied this for a long time, Christianity has always had these bad actors. That's how they justified slavery. That's why Black Americans are Christian right now, because their slave owners would show them the Bible and say, God's commanding you to be, this type of slave. And then there were commands about how to treat your slave. But I mean, I could go on about that forever. But it is a big problem. And we are a very religious first world country. And it's going to take people not of faith, and it's going to take people that of faith, like Andy Beshear, to be a credible messenger to get some of these people to snap out of this cruelty, because this is just horrific.
It is.
All right, buy our book. Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. It's really actually, Pumps talks about her wake up of, she was raised, hellfire, damnation, fundamentalist Christian, and how she deconstructed her faith. And I think that we've received a lot of feedback from our listeners of people who have done the same. It's a really, really interesting story. And I think a lot of people experience this, because I think a lot of people grow up and then they come out of their childhood and they suffer from religious trauma. So buy our book. The link is in the bio. It's a great way to support us. Subscribe to our channel, because we want that 1 million subscriber trophy from YouTube. We want that fucking trophy, you guys. We want it. All right. We'll see y'all later.